Do not share these 7 things with anyone in 2025. Let me tell you something about life, about guarding what's sacred and understanding the power of privacy. We live in a world that thrives on oversharing. Every thought, every plan, every emotion posted online, casually discussed or shared, even in close relationships. Yet, so many wonder why they feel judged, drained, or betrayed. Not everything is meant for the world to see. Some things are sacred, meant to stay close to your heart, protected like treasures. In a time where everyone seems eager to put their lives on display, the art of discretion has been lost. But here's the truth. There is immense strength in holding back, in choosing what to share and what to guard fiercely. As Buddha once said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Oversharing doesn't just invite noise and envy. It steals your peace, your focus, and your authenticity. So ask yourself, what have you shared that's made you feel exposed? What if keeping certain things private could empower you to live more fully? Stay with me. In this video, I'll reveal 7 powerful things you must keep private and a bonus lesson at the end that could transform your life. If you take just one thing from this video, let it be this. Privacy is not a weakness. It's a shield that preserves your soul. That's all you need to know to start transforming your life in 2025. Protect your finances and successes. Your finances and successes are sacred aspects of your journey, not trophies to display for fleeting approval. In 2025, the world's obsession with wealth and accomplishments is fueled by social media's relentless comparisons. Sharing the milestones of your financial growth or career achievements often invites more than admiration. It attracts envy, manipulation, and judgment. Oversharing can leave you vulnerable to exploitation or subject to the expectations of those who may not truly understand your path. Buddhist philosophy reminds us to embrace simplicity and detachment, for true contentment arises from within, not from external validation. When you share your financial victories openly, you risk tying your self-worth to how others perceive your success. But by keeping these aspects private, you protect your peace, ensuring your accomplishments serve your growth, not the fleeting applause of an audience. Consider this metaphor. Your finances and successes are like a flowing river. The river nourishes life, offering sustenance and vitality to everything in its reach. Yet, it thrives best under quiet, thoughtful stewardship. If you were to divert its course to make it visible to everyone, the natural balance would be disrupted and the river might run dry. In the same way, sharing too much about your financial life can drain its vitality, making it a target for negativity or misuse. The modern age of materialism thrives on comparison, often pressuring us to seek validation through displays of wealth. However, guarding your financial victories shields you from these societal pressures. When you resist the urge to broadcast every purchase, promotion, or milestone, you create space for authentic growth. Your journey becomes rooted in personal fulfillment, rather than the shifting opinions of others. This practice doesn't mean suppressing your joy. It means nurturing it privately. Quiet celebration allows your successes to inspire you rather than becoming fuel for others' opinions. As the Buddha wisely said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Protecting your achievements doesn't limit your happiness. It amplifies it by keeping it free from external interference. Reflect on this. Why do you strive for success? If your answer connects to personal purpose and fulfillment, you'll recognize the value of privacy. Success is not diminished by secrecy. It is safeguarded. In protecting your accomplishments, you reclaim them as your own, a quiet testament to your perseverance, resilience, and dedication. Let your work and inner growth speak for themselves. When you guard what is precious, You foster an environment where true abundance thrives. After all, the greatest wealth lies not in what others see, but in the peace and fulfillment you cultivate within. Protect your future plans. Your future plans are the seeds of your dreams, delicate and full of potential. They hold the promise of what you can become, yet their power lies in their quiet growth. In 2025, the urge to share every thought, idea, or goal has become almost instinctive, fueled by the culture of social media validation. But sharing your future plans too soon is like exposing a tender sprout to harsh winds. It risks wilting before it has the chance to bloom. Buddhist wisdom reminds us of the power of silence and patience. Just as a farmer protects seeds while they take root, your plans require solitude and care to develop. When you share your dreams prematurely, you open the door to others' opinions, doubts, negativity or envy that can plant insecurity in your mind. Often, this external noise can cloud your vision or derail your progress before you've even begun. Consider this. Your dreams are like a fragile candle flame. In its early stages, the flame is small and vulnerable, easily extinguished by a gust of wind. To nurture it, you must shield it carefully, allowing it to grow brighter and stronger. Sharing your plans before they've taken shape is like holding that candle in an open storm. It's a risk that can snuff out its potential. Modern life thrives on instant validation. We're taught to seek approval, likes, and comments as proof of our worth. But the need for external acknowledgement can rob your plans of their authenticity. Goals that grow in private are protected from the judgment and skepticism of others. They evolve in alignment with your inner purpose, not swayed by fleeting trends or opinions. Imagine a sculptor chiseling a masterpiece. Would they invite a crowd to critique their work before it's complete? Of course not. Similarly, your plans require focus and time to take shape before being shared with the world. Each step you take in silence builds a foundation of resilience and clarity, ensuring your vision is strong enough to withstand external pressures. Ask yourself, who are your plans for? If they're rooted in your personal growth and aspirations, they don't need external validation to flourish. As the Buddha said, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. By keeping your plans private, you channel your energy into the present, taking actionable steps toward your dreams without distraction. Protect your future like a treasure. Shield your aspirations as they grow and let the results speak for themselves. Remember, the seed grows strongest when nurtured in silence, and a candle's light shines brightest when protected from the wind. Protect your family's challenges. Your family's challenges are like the roots of a great tree, hidden from view, yet essential for its strength and stability. In 2025, oversharing personal struggles has become a societal norm, with social media platforms acting as stages for our deepest vulnerabilities. While sharing can sometimes bring a sense of relief, airing family challenges to the world often invites misunderstanding, judgment, and division from those who cannot fully grasp the context or complexity of your situation. Buddhist teachings remind us that true harmony arises in the silence of love. Families, like trees, grow stronger when their roots are protected. These roots represent the shared experiences, struggles, and resolutions that bind a family together. Exposing those roots weakens their grip, leaving the tree vulnerable to the storms of external interference. Similarly, when family challenges are shared outside the circle of trust, they risk being distorted, misinterpreted, or used as fuel for gossip and division. In times of hardship, the impulse to seek external validation or advice can be strong. However, it's essential to ask yourself, are those outside your family truly equipped to help? Most often, they lack the full picture, the nuanced history, emotions and context that only the family members involved can fully understand. Oversharing may momentarily ease your burden, but it often introduces opinions or criticisms that complicate the path to resolution. Picture your family as a tree standing tall in a storm. Its roots, unseen and buried deep, anchor it firmly in the soil, enabling it to withstand powerful winds. If those roots were exposed, the tree would falter, its foundation compromised. Family challenges, like these roots, are meant to be tended privately within the sacred soil of mutual trust and understanding. Modern culture thrives on public disclosures, encouraging us to open our lives for others to analyze. But when it comes to family, privacy isn't secrecy, it's protection. Resolving challenges quietly allows for growth, healing, and deeper bonds free from external scrutiny. Families that work through struggles privately cultivate resilience and understanding, fostering connections that endure. As the Buddha said, "In separateness lies the world's great misery. In compassion lies the world's true strength." Compassion begins at home, and preserving the sanctity of family struggles is an act of love. It's an acknowledgement that healing comes from within, not from the fragmented advice of the outside world. Keep your family's challenges private, not because they're unworthy of being seen, but because they deserve the sacred space to heal. In silence, roots grow deeper, bonds grow stronger, and the family tree stands unshaken through life's storms. Protect this foundation, for it is the source of your greatest strength. Protect your health and vulnerabilities. Your health and vulnerabilities are like a cracked vase, delicate and in need of care. They are not flaws to display for the world, but opportunities for healing to take place in stillness. In 2025, the digital age tempts us to share our struggles widely, seeking comfort or advice from strangers on the internet. While this can feel like a release, it often leads to confusion, judgment, and unsolicited opinions that disrupt the fragile process of emotional and physical recovery. Buddhist wisdom reminds us that healing begins in sacred spaces, spaces of quiet reflection, trusted relationships, and inner understanding. Not everyone is equipped to carry the weight of your challenges or provide the support you need. Sharing indiscriminately opens the door to opinions from people who lack empathy, knowledge, or connection to your journey. This can leave you feeling misunderstood or even more vulnerable than before. Imagine a cracked vase placed in a crowded marketplace. Every passerby offers advice on how to fix it, but their suggestions are based on fleeting glimpses, not a deep understanding of the vase's unique structure. As a result, the cracks grow larger, the vase more fragile, but if the vase is taken to a quiet, secure place, it can be mended thoughtfully and with care, preserving its beauty and strength. Your vulnerabilities are no different. They require the protection of stillness and the nurturing presence of trusted individuals to heal fully. Modern life blurs the boundaries of privacy, making it easy to overshare personal struggles. Social media fosters a culture of seeking instant validation, yet the people offering advice often lack context or genuine concern. This can lead to a flood of conflicting suggestions, amplifying confusion and emotional strain rather than providing clarity or relief. Protecting your health and vulnerabilities doesn't mean suppressing your pain or going through struggles alone. It means choosing where and with whom you share. Trusted friends, family members, or professionals create spaces of genuine support and understanding. They hold your pain with care, offering compassion and guidance that comes from a place of connection. As the Buddha said, to keep the body in good health is a duty. Otherwise, we shall not be able to keep our minds strong and clear. Caring for your health and emotional well-being requires boundaries that allow healing to flourish without interference. Let your wounds mend in stillness. Share your challenges wisely in spaces where they can be tended with love and respect. Once healed, those same vulnerabilities become sources of strength and inspiration, like a vase whose cracks now tell a story of resilience and beauty. Protect your journey to healing, for it is uniquely yours. Protect your weaknesses and fears. Your weaknesses and fears are like a cocoon, fragile and in need of protection as they undergo transformation. In the modern world, where vulnerability often meets an audience of strangers, sharing your deepest fears can invite more harm than healing. When you expose your weaknesses to the wrong people, you risk giving them power over you. What you share, in essence, becomes your master, manipulating your sense of self and feeding the fears that once held you captive. But when kept private and nurtured with care, these vulnerabilities can evolve into strength and wisdom, free from the interference of external judgment. Buddhist wisdom teaches that discretion is the path to true empowerment. By guarding your fears in silence, you allow them to transform in the sanctity of your mind and soul. The process of personal growth requires time and inner work, not the external validation or mockery that often follows oversharing. Vulnerabilities posted online rarely attract the support we hope for. Instead, they often become a spectacle for others to dissect, judge, or exploit. This only deepens the fear and insecurity, keeping you trapped in a cycle of external validation instead of inner growth. Consider your fears as a cocoon. When it is first formed, the cocoon seems small, vulnerable, and fragile. But inside, a transformation is taking place, one that is unseen to the outside world. If you were to tear open the cocoon prematurely, you would destroy the delicate process that is necessary for the butterfly to emerge. Similarly, your fears must be protected from the eyes of others until they are ready to be revealed as something stronger and more beautiful. In silence, your fears become tools for wisdom, teaching you lessons that are only visible to those who allow themselves the time and space for transformation. The modern world encourages us to share everything, to be real and open, but it rarely provides the safe, supportive space needed for our deepest vulnerabilities to heal. Instead, the culture of instant judgment and mockery often dominates, leaving us feeling exposed and more vulnerable. The fear of rejection or ridicule keeps many from fully embracing their own growth. But when we practice discretion and keep our weaknesses to ourselves, we are free to learn from them without the fear of exploitation. As the Buddha said, the mind is everything, what you think you become. When you share your fears too soon, you risk becoming defined by them, allowing others to shape your identity through their judgments. But when you hold your fears in the silence of your own heart, you allow them to evolve into strength, wisdom, and peace. You protect your personal growth from the chaos of external forces. Guard your fears as you would a cocoon, allowing them the time and space they need to transform into the wings of strength and resilience. What you choose to keep private becomes the foundation of your inner power, untouched by the outside world, yet fully capable of soaring when the time is right. Protect your acts of kindness. True acts of kindness are like water poured onto a flower, nourishing, unseen, and deeply transformative. In 2025, in a world where everything is shared, liked, and commented on, it's tempting to make your good deeds visible to the world. But when kindness is done with the intent of recognition, it loses its essence. Seeking applause for selfless acts of love or generosity turns them into transactions, tainting their purity. Real kindness doesn't need to be seen to be powerful. It flourishes in the quiet spaces of the heart, where it nourishes both the giver and the receiver without expectation. Buddhist wisdom teaches that true virtue seeks no applause. It is an intrinsic force that operates not for recognition, but for the well-being of others. When we give with the expectation of return, whether through gratitude, acknowledgement, or external praise, we diminish the sacredness of our actions. The act itself becomes tainted by the ego's desire for validation, robbing us of the deeper connection and joy that comes from giving freely. Consider a gardener who waters a flower. The water isn't poured with the intent to boast, nor does the flower need to thank the gardener. It grows because of the quiet nourishment, unseen but deeply felt. Similarly, when you perform acts of kindness, they don't need to be shouted from the rooftops. Their true value lies in the quiet ripple they create, the positive energy they cultivate, and the lasting change they foster in the world. When done with genuine intent, kindness has the power to uplift, heal, and transform, not just the recipient, but the giver as well. Modern culture often distorts this simple truth. Social media encourages us to share everything, even our kindest actions, seeking validation in the form of likes, comments, and shares. But this shift from selfless to self-promoting undermines the authentic power of kindness. The true reward of helping others comes from the satisfaction of knowing you've made a difference, not from the external recognition you receive. As the Buddha said, in the practice of tolerance, one's mind is trained. True kindness teaches us patience, humility, and empathy. It is not a means to an end, but a process that transforms us from within. By keeping your acts of kindness private, you allow them to grow in their purest form, untouched by the ego's desire for external validation. Treat kindness like water, nourishing and flowing without expectation. Let it remain unseen, and in doing so, its power to heal will only grow. When kindness is given freely, it elevates the soul, both of the giver and the receiver, and that is a gift far more powerful than any applause could ever be. Protect your spiritual practices. Your spiritual practice is like a lotus, delicate, pure, and beautiful, but it can only bloom in the still waters of solitude. In a world constantly craving attention and external validation, it's easy to feel the urge to share your spiritual journey with others. Whether it's through social media posts about meditation, mindfulness, or personal growth, the pressure to broadcast your spiritual practice can lead you to dilute its true power. When you turn something sacred into a performance for others, you rob yourself of the profound, transformative experience that is meant to unfold in silence and personal reflection. Buddhist wisdom teaches that sacred paths are walked in solitude. Spiritual growth, the kind that leads to lasting peace and enlightenment, is nurtured in the quiet moments of personal dedication. The true essence of these practices is felt within, not in the validation of others. Just as the lotus flower opens in the stillness of water, your spiritual practice must remain undisturbed by the chaos of outside noise. When shared prematurely, it becomes tangled in the opinions of others, losing its depth and purity. Imagine a lotus in a pond. If the waters are disturbed by wind or external forces, the flower cannot fully open. It needs calm, still waters to reveal its beauty. Similarly, your spiritual journey requires a space of quiet and solitude to grow and flourish. When you share it too early or too often, you risk turning it into a performance, something meant to impress or gain approval. This shift from personal growth to public validation prevents the real transformation from taking place. In today's society, the need for public validation can be overwhelming, especially on platforms where likes and comments serve as a measure of success. But the most profound spiritual experiences often occur in private, in moments of deep connection with your inner self. These moments of clarity and peace are sacred, and they should be cherished in their quiet, untouched form. When you share too much, you create an expectation of recognition which cheapens the essence of your practice. As the Buddha said, you can search throughout the entire universe for someone who is more deserving of your love and affection than you are yourself, and that person is not to be found anywhere. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Spirituality is not about impressing others. It's about reconnecting with yourself and nourishing your soul. By keeping your practices private, you preserve their essence, allowing them to grow and transform you in ways that can't be measured by likes or followers. Your spiritual path is sacred. Like the lotus, it blooms most beautifully when untouched by the world. Keep it private, keep it pure, and see it flourish in stillness, bringing you peace, clarity, and wisdom beyond external validation. Protect the strength of your silence. Amid the chaos of the modern world, where constant noise and distractions cloud our minds, the greatest treasures, clarity, creativity, and peace, are born in the quiet refuge of silence. Silence is not just the absence of sound. It is the rich soil where wisdom takes root and thrives. The more we share, the more we lose the precious space for reflection. In 2025, where everyone is constantly connected and opinions spread with a click, protecting the power of your silence is more vital than ever. By keeping your inner thoughts private, you create a space where your deepest insights can flourish. Buddhism reminds us that silence is a sanctuary of wisdom, a haven where the mind can rest and find clarity. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to be swept up in the endless flow of information, opinions, and noise that surrounds us. Yet, this constant chatter keeps us from connecting with our deeper selves. The more we share our inner worlds, the less space we have for true introspection. When everything is made public, we lose the opportunity to process and understand it fully. This is what makes silence so powerful. It helps us hear our true selves. Think of silence as rich, fertile soil. Just like a garden, our minds need stillness to thrive. The seeds of insight need quiet to grow and thrive. By protecting the silence within, we give our thoughts the space they need to develop into clarity, creativity, and wisdom. On the other hand, when we share everything too soon, we risk interrupting this growth. Just like a gardener carefully nurtures seeds in stillness, you must protect the seeds of your ideas and reflections, allowing them to take root before sharing them with the world. The challenge of modern life is evident. Constant connectivity clouds our minds, leaving little room for deep reflection. Social media, notifications, and the endless demands of daily life pull us away from the refuge of silence. Yet, the wisdom you seek isn't in the noise, it lies in the stillness. Mastering the art of silence creates space for focus, clarity, and self-awareness. You stop reacting to the chaos around you and begin responding from a place of peace and inner strength. By guarding your silence, you also guard your peace. Silence is where you reconnect with your true self and find the clarity needed to move forward in life with purpose. Mastering silence doesn't just change the way you think, it changes your entire life. You start making decisions not from external pressures, but from a place of deep inner wisdom. The power of silence lies not only in the stillness, but in the peace it brings to your whole being. Once you master it, you unlock the ability to live with greater focus, clarity, and presence in every moment. In a world filled with noise and distractions, keeping certain things private becomes an act of self-preservation and wisdom. Buddhist philosophy teaches us that true peace doesn't come from external validation, but from nurturing the sacred spaces within. By protecting what matters most, our dreams, struggles, and inner truths, we create a sanctuary where clarity, strength, and purpose can grow. Silence isn't empty, it's filled with answers. This Zen teaching captures the profound power of discretion. By holding back our vulnerabilities and treasures from the chaos of the world, we reclaim our focus and energy. In this quiet stillness, transformation begins, allowing us to rise above fear, comparison, and doubt. Like the lotus blooming in calm waters, our lives gain deeper meaning when rooted in mindful restraint. Every principle shared today is a step toward living with intention and grace. Whether it's protecting your family's struggles, guarding your dreams, or walking your spiritual path in silence, these practices remind us to be grateful. Privacy isn't secrecy, it's wisdom in action. By embracing these teachings, we align with life's natural flow, remaining unshaken by judgment or the need for approval. If this video has inspired you, don't forget to like it and share it with someone who might benefit from this wisdom. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to share your reflections in the comments. And remember to subscribe to Buddha's Eternal Wisdom for more transformative Buddhist teachings to guide you toward a peaceful, meaningful life.